Yeah, welcome to Cappuccino Talk. Oh yeah, look at this. Same spot over and over again, but it's fucking gorgeous every time, for me at least. I hope it's nice for you guys. I want to talk about something today that is a bit more theoretical. And what I mean by that is I don't have a huge case to back it up, or a lot of facts, or a lot of whatever. So what I was thinking about was the difference between generations and what a certain generation accomplishes, or what a certain generation does, or whatever. And what I've been thinking about is the baby boomer generation. I don't know if this is true yet, because their generation isn't over, but I would argue that there has not been a generation that has destroyed the world more in almost every way you can imagine. Sorry, these people just passed. I didn't want to start talking while they passed me. So, yeah, it's the baby boomer generation. I don't think there's been a generation that has destroyed more things economically, socially, in any other way, you know? They were the largest generation, because that's why they're called the baby boomers, is because there was a huge spike in population when they first appeared. And what I'm basing this on is trends that I've seen. So I don't have anything against the baby boomer generation. I don't have anything, I don't really give a shit. But in following politics, I've been starting to see some trends, and especially when I followed, or when I learned a little, like a very small amount, about the Roman Empire and the fall of the Roman Empire, and how generations really have such an impact, and how the mentality of that generation speaks to how that generation will affect the world in their generation of time that they live in, right? And that's just a fact, you know what I mean? Their mentality affects how they treat the world, and how they treat themselves and each other and all that, right? So before that generation came in, there was no such thing as global warming. I think, okay, so what my thing about that generation is they were brought up, or when they started growing up in their childhood, or wherever. I don't know how it happened, because, you know, this is so hard to say, because it's such an underlying thing that almost never pops to the surface, you know. But the thing with them is that they're just greedy. They're greedy beyond measure. They're greedy beyond, like, they were raised to not, you know, like, I see a lot of baby boomers, and a lot of them that I see, at least, have a really tough time seeing the forest for the trees, or kind of taking a step back out of the situation and looking at it from a neutral perspective, as opposed to looking at it from the perspective of their own motivations or their selfish drives, you know. And I think the result of that has been Wall Street, for one. It has been global warming, for another. It has been the oil industry, for another. It has been so many different things that has come out of that. And don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of good things that they've done, you know, like the changes in racism, the changes in social equality for everybody, you know, gay rights, women's rights, all that has been changed for the better. So I'm not trying to I'm not saying that they're the worst generation, but I honestly do believe that they're the most destructive generation that has ever lived. Yeah, I don't know. Like my generation right now, the millennials or whatever you want to call them, everyone's choked at them or whatever. You know, everybody, the baby boomers dismiss our generation, which is literally not a new thing. There's never been a generation in history that has not dismissed in some way or another the generation that came after them. That's not a new thing. It's not like, I don't think that millennials are worth dismissing because they dismiss us. No, that literally happens every fucking time any new generation comes. They're dismissed. So I forget what I was talking about there, but the baby boomers it's just something, I don't know, it's just something to think about. I'm not trying to say anything weird. It's just something little that I've been thinking about. If you guys have any additions to this, or if you have any different perspective, I'd love to hear it, because this is one video where I'm kind of, it's more of an asking what you guys think as opposed to just telling you what I think. I want to know what you guys think about that. I want to know what you guys think about the generational differences between the older generation, 50, 60-year-olds, and the newer generation, 20, 30-year-olds. And how do you think the newer generation is going to be different than the older generation? If you can, in a comment might be a little bit too short, but if you want to make a video and send that to me or link me or whatever, I'll totally post you on my channel, and I might actually lose you views by posting on my channel, but I will do it anyways, and it's just a show of good faith. It's fucking bugs attacking me all over the place. Sounds good, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of Cappuccino Talk.